So this video is 100% about hysterectomy and the hysterectomy journey. So we're just going to start off with the beginning. What you need to know. So you all see I'm in my element. I'm actually in my bed. I am mostly in my bed. This is only, as of tomorrow, will be week 1 since I've had my hysterectomy. So, yeah, it's just week 1 of hysterectomy journey. So I'm going to start with what the first things that you need to know. Number 1 is you need to know your insurance plan. You need to know if you've met your deductible. I would definitely not suggest going to get it unless you have something like Blue Cross Blue Shield where they meet 100%, and once you meet your deductible, it's 100% paid for. I would definitely not recommend you going to get the surgery before that point. I'm with United Healthcare. They only do 80, I believe it's like 80%, and you have to do the other 20%. So the first thing you need to know is it's costly. Getting a hysterectomy is costly. If you cannot afford to do it and you can suffer it out until income tax, wait until income tax, honey, because it's very costly. I'm going to tell you from start to finish. From my doctor's office, I'm in Dallas, Texas, so my doctor's office is in Plano, Texas. I've been with her for 13 years. She's my OB-GYN. She delivered she didn't actually technically deliver my son, because she was out of town. But she was through the process with me getting ready to deliver my son. But yeah, it's a very lengthy process. It's not lengthy in the point of how long it takes. Doesn't actually take really that long. It's just lengthy in if you don't have your money ready, lengthy. And you go through a lot. So I started off with a lot of different things. I've known that I was going to need a hysterectomy for about 20 some years. I'll be 40 next year. So I knew after I had my daughter I was going to need a hysterectomy. I originally was supposed to get it a long time ago, and I didn't get it, and ended up pregnant and had another child, and it got worse and worse. The periods got worse. The pain got worse. It didn't really, like ibuprofen, Advil, everything became candy. It was like candy. It was like I was popping pills, which messing up my liver because it wasn't doing anything for me. So I was just going through. I was in pain, missing work because I couldn't be at work because I'm in pain, and I had to go to emergency rooms and just dealing with all of that. So if you're in, any type of endometriosis and just dealing with a lot of extreme heavy blood flow to the point where you are literally like going through, and I mean, if this is too graphic for you, I'm sorry, to where you are going through pads, like a thing of pads, in days. I would have a period for like 3 weeks, and people are like, 3 weeks? Like, no, impossible. No, actually, I would have a extreme heavy flow. The first 2 days were ridiculously painful. I was throwing up, runs, and blood flow all at the same time, like sickly as all get out, praying that that I would come on my cycle on my off days. But I couldn't function, couldn't keep my mind straight, just in pain, crying those first 2 days. Third day would come around, I would be able to function, but I was heavily medicated, muscle relaxers, pain pills, taking triple pain pills and stuff that could totally have given me a heart attack, but I was taking it, trying to get over it, just get through the day. First week would be just extreme heavy blood flow. Second week would be a lighter blood flow. Third week is spotting, but still bleeding. And then you would have maybe like a week off, and then it all starts again. I had extremely irregular periods. They've never been able to control my periods. Never, ever. Since I started when I was 13, have my periods ever been able to be controlled. So that was where I started. So like I said, the first thing you need to know is it's money. It's costly. You are going to need to, if you don't have the money to get it done, unfortunately, it's something that you probably are going to have to just suffer with. And I had to, thank God, I had to do a lot to get mine. One, I had already met my deductible. So my out-of-cost expense for my doctor was $525. And that was for them to fill out my FMLA paperwork as well. So therefore, when I went off of, when I was out of work, I can still get some sort of money for being out due to a medical leave. So that was the and that was after meeting my deductible. I have seizures, so I had to go get see a doctor about that. MRI was $280. The EKG or EEG, the thing that they stick to your head or whatever to see what that is, that was over $200 some dollars. For a sleep study. The doctor's visits just for you to go in and get blood work, things like that, $80 here, $90 there. It was expensive, and that's, again, my copay, my portion, after they've already seen my insurance. Those are the portions that I was paying out of pocket, okay? So struggling just to try to pay rent, bills. I'm a single mom. Dealing with all of that with 3 kids. I have 2 kids in college, 1 kid where I share custody with his dad. So just dealing with all of that and still being in pain, still trying to maintain bills, rent. My rent is $1,100. Just trying to maintain life. So it was just stressful in that. So then finally we've paid for the surgery. Now you have to get a biopsy. Okay, because they want to definitely go in and check, make sure that everything. So I got the biopsy. Biopsy came back. I had 2 cysts. 2 cysts that they saw, one on each side, one on each ovary. I'm sorry, one on each ovary. I had a fibroid also on one of the other ovaries, and a polyp that was on my back wall of my uterus. That was first. I went into extreme pain at work. One day, could not function, sweating. Ended up having to go to the emergency room. First, we have an on-call doctor's facility that we can use. We use that. They were like, okay, we're sending you need to get lab work. We don't do lab work here, so we had to send you. I go to ER. ER overcharged me actually, to where I'm still working on getting my money back from that. They double charged me. I paid in cash $120 or so, and then I had to pay with my card. I got a flexible spending account, to which was max beyond, like, ridiculously, and that was just off of dental and vision in the beginning of the year for my kids, because I only did like $1,500, so that was maxed out. So I couldn't even use that. And after you meet your deductible, you can use, the way ours is set up at our job, you can use it for other things. I couldn't even use it. I didn't have any more money left. So paid for that to go to the emergency room. Then after I get to the emergency room, they tell me I have a cyst. Well, I already knew I had a cyst because I was already told that by my doctor. I'm not realizing that it's a 3rd cyst. So we get around that, go to the emergency room again because I'm sickly, cannot function. I'm in so much pain. Pain is shooting. It literally, like, for anybody who's ever had a gas pain trapped in their back, going to their butt, where it feels like if you pass gas, it's going to rip you in half. I had that pain shooting up my woo-ha. Okay, shooting up, shooting down for like 30 minutes. Like, I could not function, could not sit. I was in so much pain at work, could not function. Ended up going to the emergency room again. At this point, I go in telling you exactly what my issues are. So it's not like you don't know. I said, I have 2 cysts. Mind you, again, I didn't know about the 3rd cyst. I have 2 cysts. I was like, I have a fibroid, I have a polyp. I know the cysts are causing the pain, the polyp is causing the bleeding. At this point, I've been bleeding for 12 weeks straight. 12 weeks straight, nonstop. I'm bleeding. I'm using a pad every day, bleeding. So the lady goes in. Mind you, the doctor never touched me. Doctor never touched me. The lady goes in. They have, you know, drawn blood. They've done everything. Taken tubes of blood. You need to know that also they're gonna. If you're scared of needles, they're gonna blood the mess out of you. They're gonna draw so much blood. It's gonna be ridiculous. Like ridiculous. At this point, they've taken 9 tubes of blood before. Each one visit is almost like 5 to 7 tubes of blood they're taking to run tests. Every time you go to the doctor, like tons of blood is being taken. So if you're squeamish, point number 2, it's not for you because they're going to take a lot of blood. So they can't find a vein. Nobody can ever find a vein on me. My veins roll. My right arm, they roll. It feels good. It feels like it's a thick, beautiful vein. It's not unless you're a really good stick. My left arm, it looks pretty, but it's a very tiny vein and it blows. My wrist blows. My wrist is a little bit better, but it will blow on you. And my hands blow on you. So unless you have a vein finder, which you can ask them for them to look for a vein finder or find a vein finder and use a vein finder in your arm. That stick is very, very, it's like almost minimal. You can barely feel it. It's way less than any of the sticks in your arm. Have them do a vein finder and find it in your arm, stick you, the blood flows like that. Did that. The lady comes in. She goes, okay, you're going to have to get a ultrasound, topical and internal. So I get the ultrasound. He's taking like 1,000 pictures. I'm like so uncomfortable, ready to be done. Come to find out now, I have 3 cysts. So I have 2 on one ovary and a fibroid on that ovary. And I have 1 large cyst that is over 3 centimeters on the other ovary that is wrapped around, okay? So, I'm in tons of pain. Still have a polyp that's causing me to bleed. Go home. Now they have me on bleeding thinners, blood thinners, because they're trying to stop the blood. I'm nauseous all the time, taking nausea pills. I want you all to see how much medication that I was on and prescribed. And this is just some of it. Vitamin D. My vitamin D was extremely low. Aleve was the only medication that was working. I have in here, I also have nausea pills. I have Premarin. I have Mentrazanadol, which is to stop your cycle. I have Tylenol with coating 4. I'm on pregnancy. What are these pills called? What are they called? Or birth control pills. They were trying to regulate my period. That didn't work. I'm also this is my Lamictal for seizures. Muscle relaxers. DocuStool. You'll have to get this prescribed for you before you go into surgery because you're going to probably have a hard time pooping after surgery. Ibuprofen 800s and Cinetec, which is something you get over the counter because you're going to have a hard time pooping. So, ton of medication that I was taking just to function. So finally we get to surgery day. You get to the surgery. Then, mind you, you still have to pay at the surgical center. So I get in the surgical center and I'm like, well, how much is it that I owe? They go $1,250. How much can you pay today? Not $1,250. They're like, well, what can you pay? Well, I can give you $200. I got $200. They're like, fine, we'll bill you the rest. Okay, that's fine. So, mind you, all of these bills, like if I could show you the stack of bills that I have, just so I won't be in pain and I can function and live my life and not get fired from my job. My stack of bills are this thick. And this is, again, after meeting my deductible, okay? After meeting my deductible. So if you have not met your deductible, you're really screwed. Oh, I got that big. So, yeah. So, definitely you want to meet your deductible. Like I said, that's $3. $4 you definitely are going to be on a ton of medication before and after. Prepare yourself for the pain. Biopsy is very painful. Prepare yourself for that. So then you go into surgery. Now, if you're blessed like I was, the good lady who took me into surgery, she was very clear about explaining exactly what was going to happen. I already knew that I was getting the surgery. I got the one where they stick the machine goes through you. So the machine is actually doing the surgery on you. You're not getting cut below at like a cesarean. The machine is going in. You use 4 holes, and then they take your uterus out of your vagina. But the 4 holes are what are in you, going in you, and the doctor is sitting at a machine controlling that. So that's what I have. I would show you, but it's not a pretty sight. But you know what? For all intents and purposes, let's go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are the 4 holes that go in you. And as you see, there was like a glue substance. They seal it, they staple it, and they seal it with like a glue. So therefore, you can wash and you can bathe, and it doesn't affect you. So you get your surgery, you go in, you get your surgery. I'm really sensitive to when they put me under, so it doesn't take a lot. As soon as they start shooting the IV, it's like I'm out, I'm gone. I don't wait. I wake up and I'm in like la la land, like where am I? Wake up, you're in recovery room. Nurses are like asking you questions. You're trying to figure out what's going on, where you're at. You don't even realize you've been out of surgery for probably like several hours now. You don't even know what's going on. You're just waking up like, okay. And you wake up and immediately stiff. Like you're stiff. Pain is there. You're like, what is this? I feel like somebody just hit me with a truck. And they gave me Percocet. Molly Percocet. But I had Percocet. Percocet for me was awesome. That was the only thing that actually killed the pain. Nothing else worked for pain. I didn't get anything in my IV. I was just regular IV drip. Didn't get anything in my IV. So first day you're on Percocet. You can barely get out the bed. You're in a ton of pain. It's hard for you to do anything. After that, they want you to kind of like sit up. So mind you, you're only there for 3 hours. So in that 23 hours, they want you to, you have a catheter inside of you, a tube which is shot down your throat. So you're very hoarse, you're very thirsty, you can't eat anything. All you can have are like popsicles. You're really not even juice. I mean, they'll give you apple juice if you ask, but you really aren't supposed to really have anything but clear liquids. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired because I'm medicated. And I'm trying to get this video under like 25 minutes. But you're, so if you're there for 23 hours, you definitely need to make sure you bring somebody with you, because they won't even let you leave if you haven't brought anybody with you, because somebody has to drive you home. You're not supposed to drive for 2 weeks. So my aunt flew in to assist me. I was blessed enough to have an aunt that is on sabbatical, so she can fly in to assist. So she flew in to assist me through it, getting in, prayed me in, prayed me out. And went through that portion. Like I said, woke up. My 2 nurses that I had that were at night, they were phenomenal. But my 2 day nurses were... but my 2 night nurses were really phenomenal. Sasha and Delora, I think their names were, phenomenal nurses. And, but yeah, so in 23 hours, they want you to sit up. They want you to try to stand. They want you to try to work your way to the bathroom. So you definitely, the catheter is removed. So they'll let you know, hey, we're going to remove the catheter. Mind you, the catheter has been inside of you, so the air, you feel like, because at one point the catheter wasn't filling, so they're like, okay, well, we're going to remove the catheter because the catheter is not filling up, and it should be. But mind you, I wasn't drinking a lot. I wasn't drinking a lot of liquids. I just was sleepy. All I wanted to do was Percocet and sleep. I didn't really want to deal with the pain. I didn't want to deal with anything. So finally, they're kind of weaning me off the drugs, And actually, let me correct that. They really don't wean you off the drugs. Get to the restroom. I try to pee for the first time. Nothing's coming out. Go back to bed. Try to pee again another time. Go back to bed. Nothing's working. Finally, that shooting pain that I had at work shoots up me. I am screaming for bloody murder. I cannot breathe. I cannot sit. It is shearing up me. So finally, after they're steady trying to convince me to go to bed, and I'm telling them I cannot stand to even get in the bed. There's no way I'm going to make it back to the bed. They come and they shoot me in my arm because I still have my IV in my hand. They give me Demerol or I think it was either Demerol or something. They shot in my arm. Immediately the pain goes away. Immediately I feel the rush of pee. I'm able to use the restroom. The pain is subsided. I'm able to use the restroom. So I'm able to finally pee. But I still keep feeling like I have to use the bathroom. Something, it's pressure. I have to feel like I have to poop. Nothing. They send you home. 23 hours they send you home. You go home. You're just, mind you, they give you Percocet before you leave. A couple of hours before you leave. And then you go home and you just sleep. But mind you, you wake up. And all of your medication that you've had, because you've had to get this medication previously in advance, is doing nothing. 800s, nothing. Hydrocodone, nothing. None of it is doing absolutely anything. So you're just in pain. You're trying to find a way to sleep. You can't sleep. Now, mind you, what I got, because I really got like 3 minutes left, I ended up losing my uterus, my fallopian tubes, and 1 ovary, because she could not save it because the cyst had gotten too big. They did take out the other 2 cysts. They did remove the polyp, and they removed the fibroid. But I have 1 ovary left, to which I'm assuming is dangling off of something. I have no idea. They created something, I'm assuming, because I don't have any fallopian tubes, so I have no idea what it's connected to. But that's all I have left. And I have pictures. If you let me know if you all want to see pictures. But yeah. And so now I'm suffering through hot and cold flashes. I'm hot one moment, freezing cold the next, hot another, because it shocked my body, I believe, into menopause. So I am 39. I've been shocked into menopause. I'm hot, sweaty. I have to take like 2 showers a day. I just cannot feel like I feel like I'm just constantly sweating. It is really ridiculously annoying. I'll have a boost of energy and then I get tired. Boost of energy and then tired. This is day, like I said, first week for me. So I just have gotten to the place where I'm able to move around a little bit. I can walk down the stairs without somebody being behind me. I can just now start to eat. I had shrimp today for the first time in a while. So it was so good. I'm so sorry. I'm pescatarian, so I don't eat any meat, even though I've really been craving chicken. I've been craving chicken so bad. I really want some Wingstop, but I'm not going to do it. But I really want some Wingstop. But yeah, just this is what you need to know. You need to know the real life truth, because a lot of videos, they don't tell you that. They make it seem like it's all lollipops and gumdrops. And yeah, it doesn't seem like lollipops and gumdrops to me. It's lies that people tell you. Lies. Don't get caught up in the foolery. But I am getting better. Supposedly it's 4 to 6 weeks that you're out. I'm praying that I'll be better, because FMLA is, at my job, only pays 60% of my check. I'm going to need my whole check. It's not enough for me. I got bills to pay. So, and you don't even know when you're going to start getting that, because nobody ever seems to have any answers. So just know what you're getting into before you get it done. If you have any questions, please post comment below. I know I talked a little fast, but I want to get it in under 25 minutes, and we're at 24:30. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, questions, comments, hit me up. I'll let you know the real. No sugarcoating, no makeup and sunglasses and looking like it's all extra sweet and great. Like them dumbass commercials you see when people be like, I have a urinary tract infection. I have a STD, and it's smiling. It's like, well, no, who smiles about some shit? Like, who's happy about an STD? Nobody I know is happy about an STD. But hit me up. It's your girl, Jaguar in her 30s. Bye, guys.